Hey you guys, Gina Moustakas here of The Learning Edge with another ACT tip for you. Today, we're going to talk about the ACT reading comprehension section and one thing that you really want to pay attention to, the author's butt. Let's keep this PG, peoples. B-U-T with one T, not two. I was not referring to the author's tuchus here. Let me explain what I mean. When an author uses the words but, yet, so, or however, it generally indicates that something important is about to follow. You usually only use those words when you're transitioning into something that matters. So a good example of this is actually last week I went to my regularly scheduled weekly appointment with Tina at Rudy's Nail Salon, but she didn't have my favorite color, Fiji Ouija Fawn, OPI. So what did I do? I left. I wasn't going to get my nails done in the color that wasn't best for my complexion. So why is this useful to you, other than understanding why I don't get my nails done sometimes? Well, on an ACT test, whenever you see the words but, yet, so, or however, it's very likely going to point you to a correct answer. And oftentimes, 6 or 7 of the 40 questions on an ACT test are the direct result of the statements that follow these words. Let's see this tip in action. I'm going to take you through 4 passages of a randomly selected ACT. Let's check out these authors' butts. This first passage is adapted from the novel Chamber Music by Doris Grumbach. My great-aunt Stella was good friends with a Jeannie Grumbach from Queens who ran the hair salon in Yonkers that I would go to each Friday back in high school. I wonder if they're related. That would be crazy. Anyway, this passage has 3 questions that can be answered thanks to the author's butt. Let's look at question 4. It says that the narrator indicates that she provides the information in lines 37 to 42 in order to... So if you go to line 44, it says... I write this description of myself not because I want pity, who pities the very old, but to explain my unaccustomed openness in this account. Check out that butt. Jackpot! So she's telling the story because she wants to be open. If you look at the answers, that lands us on choice G here. Explain why her writing is unusually frank. Next question here, number 5. This question asks, when the narrator talks about being left alone with what was, she most nearly means that she. This one is swung by the word so. If you go to line 61, at the very end it says, the wrinkled, spotted hand writes of a time out of memory of everyone alive but itself. So, what one tells is unavailable to verification or correction. So basically, you want to go with choice B here. Has the freedom to recreate the past without fear of contradiction, which would be that verification or correction bit from the end of that paragraph. Glorious stuff. Let's move to question 7. This question says, the narrator indicates that unlike in modern times, in her youth and into her middle years, so you go to line 11 and it says, secrets were surely no better kept than they are now, but they lived quietly under the breath. This suggests that private matters were not publicized. Choice D. Speaking of private matters, yesterday my best friend Lainey told me that last Saturday she snuck out of her house without telling her parents and went to Josie Scalamucci's party until 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, the one where the music was too loud and Josie's always angry neighbor, Mrs. Johnson, called the police to break it up. Totally scandalous stuff. I have no idea how I'm going to keep this one to myself. Oh, shoot, Lainey. I totally forgot I was recording this for people. Your parents probably aren't going to watch anyway, but geez, I don't think I could have ever survived in the time period of this passage. There's just no scrim of silence surrounding the secrets that I'm told. This passage has one question that is swung thanks to the author's butt. Question 18, which asks, according to the passage, which of the following statements is accurate regarding the decline in the number of repair shops? If we go to line 20, it says, let me get my marker here, but at least he's still in business. By some accounts, only 1/5 of the repair shops that were open 15 years ago are around today. Bang boom, choice F, basically word for word, and you are done. The third passage of this test feels like a bit of a homecoming as it takes place in the South Bronx. There are two questions here that the author's butt gives away. Question 23 says, Puente is presented by the narrator as being. So if you go to line 55 and it says so, you know that there's going to be something important there. So I observed Tito Puente carefully. There he was, performing regally as if his working class audience were kings and queens, meaning that he's kind of accessible, like he's just a nice guy. Then, in line 64, we have a but. But he played his heart out. He froze time, dissipated heat, and cheered hearts, meaning he's energetic. So this matches up perfectly, as you would expect, with me as your tutor, with choice B. Question 28 is our first example of the word yet helping us out. Question 28 says, when the narrator states that the band was anxious about missing something special, in lines 35 to 36, he most nearly means that the band, so if we go to line 31, we see that beautiful word, yet, right here. On one of those afternoons when our band leader, breathlessly late for rehearsal, burst into our dingy practicing room and announced Tito Puente's playing a block party. Come on, let's go. We swarmed out behind him. Aha, anxious about missing something special. This is probably the really key part here at the end, when they swarm out, anxious about missing something special. The words breathlessly, burst, and swarmed all show the excitement referenced in the correct answer choice, J. Finally, the fourth passage is a scientific piece that talks about bugs using wind to travel. Yuck. If one of these stinking bugs landed in my hair, I'm not sure what I would do. Anyways, I digress. Question 35 says, based on the passage, some scientists speculate that compared to many insects, spiders may be. Alright, I have to be honest on this one. I think you could probably answer before the however shows up in line 34, but it does provide solid evidence that indeed spiders are thought of differently than other insects. In line 31, it says, some investigators speculate that spiders and other balloon-riding creatures may control their altitude by trimming the lengths of the silk that lift them. At present, however, scientists do not know whether insect wayfarers have anything but the crudest ability to navigate from one habitat to another. The however there shows you that scientists don't believe insects have much control over their wind travel. Seriously, these bugs better not come anywhere near me and my hair. Unlike normal bugs though, spiders actually have a little bit of ability to control where they go. So, choice A. Last but not least is question 38. Which states, based on the passage, how should the claim that Glick caught many more bugs at 1,000 feet, line 68 to 69, most likely be read? If you go to those lines referenced and look right before, line 67 says, but on days when the plane encountered turbulent air, he caught many more bugs at 1,000 feet as if strong thermals had tossed them to unusual heights. There we have it again, folks, that but. That's basically choice G, word for word. Isn't that great? There you have it, folks. The author's butt is a key thing to pay attention to as you attempt to master the ACT reading section. All right, I should probably run. I need to go apologize to Lainey, who I probably got grounded again by, yet again, my big mouth. Signing off, this is Gina Moustakas of The Learning Edge, and tune in soon for another SAT or ACT tip from me.